Christian Khoury's training today. It's been a long time goal for Khoury to bench 405 drug-free before age 21. He turns 21 later in this year. He benched 390 in the spring, but he had to leave out of country for 2 months where he's only able to do bodyweight stuff. So this is his journey back to getting back to first 390 and then trying to bench 405 before that 21st birthday. So we're going to give you guys a little bit of insight into his training that he's doing daily and how we're training him to try to get to that 405. So his focus of training today is going to be speed and acceleration of the bar and then reclaiming a lot of the muscle mass that he lost while he was out of country for the 2 months. So we're going to focus on the speed of the bar first, and then we're going to get into some specific weak point work for his press, helping him build off the chest strength, speed and explosion there, and then muscular work on training the body parts that are going to help him to be able to stabilize and move 405. So Christian here, he's just he's warming up the muscle groups that he's going to be using on the press for a little bit of blood flow and activation. Doing some upper back work, some hammer curls, a little bit of tricep work, all very light blood flow and activation before he gets on the bar and starts throwing the bar around. We talked about there's a couple needs in the workout that he's going to address today. Speed and reclaiming some of that muscle mass, getting bigger, getting leaner. But the first thing that we're going to address is that speed work to try to help his acceleration of the bar, okay? Force equals mass times acceleration. The faster he can move the bar, the stronger he's going to be, the closer he gets to that 405. So that's what we're going to address first. All right, so he's going to set up here his first set. Notice we got bands attached. There's a lot of reasons for that. The main one for us, that's because it's going to force him to move the bar fast. All right, he gets a good tight setup here. Your knees out. Come on. Yep. All right. So he's trying to move the bar with great acceleration. He's going to be taking a 30-second rest here in between, working on his technique at the same time as he moves the bar fast. He's trying to pour himself into that bench as tight as possible. Just continue to try to generate that speed. He's got one more normal set, and then we're going to finish with a set where he does as many reps as possible. All right, so he's building muscle along with it. 3 reps is great for building speed. All right, but it's not a lot of time under tension. He's not going to build a lot of muscle with it. All right, so that last set, he's going to get as many reps as he can. Try to overload stress muscle and build more muscle, getting back to the physique he had before he went out of country. All right, so like I said, this last set, he's going to get as many reps as he can until technique breaks or the bar gets excessively slow. So he's reclaiming some of that lost muscle and getting bigger, right? A bigger muscle is a stronger muscle. You need to be a big human being, especially without drugs, to bench 405. So that's what we're after here. Should be able to work up in the 12 to 15 type range here. Let's go, Christian. Come on. Boy. Good. Boy, keep rolling. Get more straight, get straight. One at a time, with a stroke. Good. Yep, one more. One. So you notice we cut that set when the bar started to arc back and get a little bit slow, right? Still got a real good number of reps there. It's going to help grow that muscle. Okay, so now he's going to be working dead bench, right? Dead bench takes out the eccentric lowering of the bench, gets rid of that elastic strength, okay? So that builds tremendous starting speed off the chest for any lifter. That's exactly what he needs, is more speed and power off the chest. Dead bench is going to accomplish that. So we're using about 85% of what we feel like he can bench any day of the week right now since he's come back. He's going to do 6 sets of 1. Okay, doing multiples on dead bench are kind of worthless, right? The bar, it gets easier to move on 2 and 3. So we're sticking to singles 6 by 1. He's going to do that on fast tempo in 30 seconds. So he's going to do a lot of work in a short time frame. This is going to challenge him down the stretch. Back. a little bit slower than you would have liked, but hopefully now he's in the groove, he can pick it up a little bit. Right back. That rep moved a little bit more, like 85%, like we're looking for, right? Every time you go into training, there's always plan A, right? That's what you wrote down on paper. What actually leads to gains and progress is plan B, right? Using it as, you know, the great Buddy Moore says, your heightened powers of observation to be like, all right, because where he's at today, he's getting a little fatigued, right? Speed work went through a little bit. Cut the weight down to get to where it should be, so we're getting the right velocity. Right? Velocity is the most important thing that you're looking for. It's not the weight on the bar, it's the speed of it. One more rep. All right. Get strong. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Grab! That reps up his dead bench. Last 2 reps were a lot better. Now we're doing a little more higher rep dumbbell work. Good. Squeeze at the top. Squeeze. Keeping the bar above the knee, we eliminate the legs. And big upper back work. Go, Khoury. Focus on keeping his chest up, lower back flat. Good boy. So continuing on his back work to build that big back or a big bench, right? He's going to use isometric rows here, okay? An isometric contraction, if he's putting full intent into it, is going to be a 15% greater force than a normal concentric contraction. Okay, so provided he can train hard, he knows how to push himself, this is a great way to build strength and mass, all right? So he's going to do an isometric pull here as hard as he can against the bench. Then when I set him down, then he's going to row for as many reps as he can get. All right, so we're going to wrap the intensity up here even more. All right, make that back row. All right, go ahead, Khoury. Okay. Good. Keep pulling against, feeling it here. 4, 5, breathe. Down. All right, rep this out. Rep it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. 7. 1. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. Come on. 2 more. 1, 2. Good. All right, so now he's going to move into some direct arm work, right? There's very few guys out there with spaghetti arms that bench big weights. Okay, in my opinion, bench is primarily an arm exercise. Now you're going to build arms more by the things that we've done than any direct isolation work. However, finishing them off here with a strong pump is really going to help grow that arm size and get him to our ultimate goals. Bring home a pump.